Bene Martin, adesso passiamo in rassegna la linea di cavi, parlando appunto delle particolarità di ogni linea, partendo dalla C-line, da bottom line up to the top of the line of the production, ok? Please, we can talk about C-line, C-series, right?
Yes, okay. So the important thing with Chord is that we aim to protect the signal as much as possible.
Okay.
So every single one of our hi-fi cables is protected with a screen. So our cables being screened, that prevents the cable from being an antenna.
Okay.
What an antenna does, it absorbs the energy that's all around us, coming from mobile phones and Wi-Fi and halogen lamps and
transformers, everything.
All this energy, right, is buzzing in our atmosphere, and if the cables aren't protected, it gets into the cables and then it goes along the earth.
Yes.
And then it enters the whole system.
Yeah.
So what that can do, sometimes you can't hear above 50 kilohertz directly, but you can hear the effect that it makes.
Yes, they affect the signal pattern.
It increases the ground noise.
Noise,
and it can mess with the timing as well.
Okay.
So every single one of our hi-fi cables is screened from our entry level, this is the C-series. So this is a very good entry level cable for a reasonable amount of money. So it has a screen on it, and it has the best materials that we can put in for the budget.
Okay.
So we really concentrated on the design of this cable. We've specified the design and we've had it made. This is actually made in a factory that isn't our own. So we have gold-plated plugs, so there's a good unoxidizing connection there, and there's copper cable and the good quality insulation, which makes for a cable which, if you had a cable, say, out of the box, when you bought your piece of equipment and there was a cable in there just to get you going, well, that's great. And then if you played this against it, you would notice quite a marked difference. So that's the C-series, which has received a number of awards.
Yes, I saw a lot of awards for many years.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So these have been bringing pleasure to people for a long time. Then we move up, and as we move up through the series, there are. So this is an analog pair, an RCA pair for an analog interconnection between two pieces of equipment, and it has similar technology inside, but the materials are improved. So again, we have a direction on the cable. We've discussed the direction before.
Okay.
So this is the source end, and this is the non-source end. And there is screening on this cable, but there is also an array.
Okay.
So an array system is where you have the signal travels along the cable, and when it arrives at the plug end, there's a change of impedance.
Okay.
The nature of the conductor changes, and you get some reflections of current.
And also it can affect also the timing and the
Indeed, yes. Again, it puts unwanted energy into the signal. Okay. So the array actually removes these reflections.
It's fantastic.
The array was originally conceived for our top level cables some years ago, so we could only put the array in our best cables.
Music, sound,
Yes, that's right. At the time, they were our best ones. That was, hey, this is our new technology. But actually, what we've been able to do, and what we try to do the whole time, is to bring this technology down. So there is an array even in our C-series cable.
It means that you work in downscale. You put the best technology you can reach on the top of the level cables, and then you can adapt this up to the C-line.
Yeah. So it's relatively simple in the C-line cable, but there is nonetheless, you get the benefit of having an array.
But the benefit is
audible.
Okay.
You can
audible. Yeah.
Okay,
Really,
so
it's great.
this was Clearway. Clearway is a distinctive blue colour.
Okay,
And from there we move to Shoreline,
Shoreline.
which is our third range in the ascending order.
Handmade cable, right? We are talking about handmade.
These are
in
hand, yes, these
okay.
are hand built
Built in company, okay?
in Cord Company, yes. So with Shoreline, this again is an RCA interconnect, RCA pair, and we have the direction on the heat shrink here, so it's very clear
Understand
which way,
where to connect.
so
Okay.
not only for the customer but also for the dealer, the retailer,
Yeah.
and also the distributor. So
Thank you. Yes, but you know, behind the system, behind the furniture is
That's
always
right.
difficult
Yeah,
to see.
yeah,
to
that's
know
right.
that.
Yeah.
It's very
So
appreciated
in
this
this
way.
case,
This way
it's
to
very clear, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So Shoreline, we have the change here is that we're using again copper conductors,
Okay.
but this time the copper is coated with silver.
Okay.
And also at on the plugs are silver plated.
Yes.
Now,
And so this, let me come back to the.
yes, yeah, those are silver plated
Right.
too. Yes, but this is a copper conductor here.
Okay.
In
And you have
Clearway.
copper silver.
In Shoreline, we have a copper conductor with silver
Silver plated.
coating. Now, these are the V3 RCA plugs.
Yeah.
This is our V3 design, which is quite soft and soft feel, but is mechanically unresponsive.
Oh,
so we're
okay.
trying to reduce the effect of vibration.
Vibration, mechanical vibration, right?
Mechanical
Okay.
vibration, which again produces energy. If you wave a conductor inside
Vibration,
a magnetic
yeah.
field,
Yeah.
you get an electrical charge. So we're trying to reduce that where possible.
You care about everything.
Well,
Everything, all this
it's a bit like a cycle race. You know, when you prepare for a cycle race, you think of everything. You bring beds over for your athletes. You make sure that the bicycle is in every way as good as it can be, and this is what we try and do with
Every
our cables.
aspect, you care about every aspect.
We
Yes.
do, we do. So Shoreline also uses in the interconnects uses PTFE. So which
PTFE,
is
okay.
commonly called Teflon, but
Teflon, yes, but it-
but PTFE
different.
is the official name for it.
Mhm.
So that is the insulation, which is a good quality insulation. As a very, very good quality insulation.
It can contain the signal transmission inside the cable, so close
with
inside the
accuracy.
cable, it's
Yes,
not outside. Yeah,
that's
okay.
right. That's right. And again, we have an array system in here. So from Shoreline, then the next series up from there.
Al tatto sono incredibili, i connettori sono di una qualità e danno un senso di cura e di robustezza incredibile, davvero. Let me say in Italian some word, but it's really amazing, the quality and the finishing of the products.
So here we move to Epic. Now this is a digital interconnect, so there's just one cable here, but we obviously make these
In all
yes, yeah. Actually, as an aside, it's in our brochure, which is available from dealers.
Yes.
There's a page where all of our
Lines, okay.
are available. So all the 7 lines, and then there's an availability guide. Along here are the different types of cables.
It's a matrix, it's very very useful.
So it's saying what
Good.
is available in each
È
of the...
comodissima, si riesce a capire da questa schemata, da questa pagina del catalogo, per ogni linea la disponibilità della tipologia di connessione, quindi è molto semplice riuscire a comprendere se per le proprie necessità esiste quale linea di cavo e con quali connessioni.
And of course this is evolving because
Yeah,
because there are some of these holes are going to be filled in. I mean, we have one that is definitely going to fill in very soon. In the USB, at the moment there isn't an Epic USB,
Okay.
but that's going to be filled in soon. So the next edition of the brochure will actually have a dot there.
Ed ovviamente in
as
continua
well.
evoluzione in base alle esigenze di mercato e produzione. Good.
So Epic has this this grey colour, and again we have a stronger conductor. The conductor is thicker in this instance. Again we have the array. This is copper with silver coating
Silver
again,
coating.
and again the V3. The V3.
The
plugs.
V3 conductor.
But the sound of an Epic is the important thing with chord is that each time you go up a series, you can hear a different type of quality to the sound that you're hearing. Be it that from the protection of the screen, or the quality of the conductor, the quality of the insulation, the quality of the
connector, everything,
and of the construction as well.
It means that there is a reason why you have 7 lines, okay?
Yes.
There is a reason why, because each line has better performance between the lines and
Indeed, and we're putting into the cable the best that we can for the available budget.
Okay. We can talk about the signature line.
Yes, yeah. So signature is the beginning of our what we would call our high-end range.
High-end range.
Yes,
okay.
yeah. And so you can immediately see a difference from previous interconnects in that the plugs are white. The white is PTFE.
Okay.
So PTFE is our insulatory material that we're using inside the cable.
Inside
already.
cable.
And this is bringing that level of insulation right up to the electronics.
The end, yes.
Yeah.
You cover the whole cable.
It's very, very neutral. It's a very unreactive material. It's also very slippery, which is
fantastic.
this is why you use PTFE in frying pans, because it's non-stick. But also, actually, it's a very difficult material to work. So these plugs are made on a lathe. They turn very, very quickly, and they are cut from a block of PTFE.
Wow.
And they are cut at very high speeds, because otherwise the PTFE is too resistant to having this kind of working.
It's possible to reach this kind of finishing, right? Yeah.
No, it has to. So it's made on a lathe, and the speed is so high that actually the plug expands.
Okay.
So you have to make it larger, and when the speed reduces, then the plug reduces in size to the correct size. There's all these things we've had to learn in the making of these things, because the first ones came through too small. So high quality plug of our own design and our own manufacture, and then so we are still using copper with silver plating on the conductor. PTFE is the insulation, and then there is a tuned array on this signature cable.
Okay, tuned array.
A tuned array means
the array. Yes. Okay.
It means the array is very specifically designed
tuned
for this.
Okay.
To perform this function. It is listened to by experimentation, and so we found that the employing an array of this particular type is the best in this situation. So a tuned array is certainly above our standard arrays.
Standard array.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the jacket is then put on, and again there is as much protection on there as possible. So we are protecting this from cable from
the
being
signal,
antenna.
yes, and also the cable, right?
Yes, yeah. So we're preventing energy from getting into the cable to again spoil the sound. Then we do have 2 other ranges above signature, which are Serenity and Chord Music, and those will be for your retailer to explain the benefits of those.
Let me say it's useless to talk about technology or this kind of cable. This kind of cable must be heard.
Yes.
Okay, and it's the only way to talk and to explain what that cable
Indeed,
are able to do.
indeed.
Okay.